What is up, everyone? So, today we're going to do something that I've been dying to do for like years. We're going to be installing a limited slip differential. And if you don't know what a limited slip differential is, or also known as a LSD, it's basically so both of your rear wheels lock up so you can do two wheel burnouts or be faster on the track or whatever. So the kit I got, if you come over here, the kit I got is from Kangaroo's team. I got the heavy duty axles. These are rated for 720 Newton meters. And I got the knuckles with new bearings and new heat shields and an anti-rust coating on the back. So these are gonna last quite a few years. The holes for the wheels are the regular standard 5 by 112, and also they're drilled to take 5 by 120 wheels from a BMW or any aftermarket wheel that you might have. If you're going to be doing some drifting, it's way easier to find some wheels in 5 by 120 since it's more common, especially within drifting. So that's pretty much it for the introduction, so let's get into it. Okay, so now that the introduction is done, the first thing you're going to do is obviously take your wheel off, your wheels, because you're going to be doing this on both sides. So take the wheel off, take the brake caliper off, take the brake disc off, loosen all the bolts that hold the control arms and whatever, camera arms, cast arms, all that stuff. And then you're going to loosen the handbrake cable, and then you're going to pull that out, and you should be able to take the knuckle off. I did that on the other side and I filmed quite a lot, but turns out that the bushing in the knuckle is actually loose, so I won't be able to get this done in driving today, which is kind of a bummer, but that's just how it is. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take this whole assembly off, and then I'm going to put the new one on, and I'm going to take out the drive shaft and the differential and of course the axle shafts, and hopefully the Kangaroos team is going to respond to my email and send me either a new knuckle, or I'm going to have to send the knuckle back that I got from them and they're going to repair it. This is going to be a high horsepower car, so obviously things are going to have to work. I say obviously a lot, but yes. Wheel off, brakes off, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. I'm gonna get some tools. Quick disclaimer, if you have your car on jack stands, I would suggest that you put your wheel underneath your car. Whew, I'm out of breath. The lug nuts were very tight, so the wheels haven't been off in quite a while, as you can see. So if you're taking the wheels off your car or doing anything, any work on your car, anything, and you have it on jack stands, please put the wheel underneath your car. I know they're expensive, but your life is a hell of a lot more expensive or worth than a couple of wheels. So please do that. Don't get crushed. I hope you can see this. Oh, I need to take the exhaust off. Damn. 2 seconds. Oh, what is this? 12. This thing is heavy. Damn, man. There we go. Woo! Woo! Okay, so drive shaft is out, the exhaust is off, axle's off. So now it's just time for me to clean all of this up. So there's room for me to put all the new stuff in. So I've been practicing this for quite a bit now. So let's see if it works. Ah, shit, didn't work. Let me try again. Oh man, it didn't take the tools. God dang it. Then I gotta clean them up myself. Well, I think it's time to. Oh, I forgot the diff. I forgot the diff. Well, I think I'm gonna have to drain the fluid, and then I'm gonna take the ABS sensor out because I have ABS on my car. If you have an older car, I can't remember what year, but if you have an older car, you might not have ABS, but that's the ABS right there. Right there. That's the ABS sensor. If I pull it out now, there's probably going to come a lot of diff fluid out, and I don't want that on my nice foam. So I'm gonna have to drain the diff fluid, and then I'm gonna remove these 4 bolts. Yeah, don't mind that. I'm gonna remove the 4 bolts, and then I'm gonna take it down, and I'm gonna put the new one up and see if my drive shafts has been made correctly. Oh, I took a picture. How do I flip this? So yeah, hopefully my measurements were correct and the drive shaft fits. Otherwise I'm gonna have to figure something out with a new drive shaft, and that's more money that I don't have. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Please don't land on me or my phone. Ah, shit. So, pretty much, from what I need to get under here first. From what I know of, there's a nut on the back side of the 2 seconds. Let me just find my shit. From what I know of, there's this hex bolt that goes into your subframe in here, and on top of that there's a nut, and this nut is not welded to the subframe, so you're going to have to make something like this, a tool like this that fits on a socket, or a socket fits on the tool, and then you're going to have to put it up in between the body of the car and the subframe and find that nut. Oh yeah, baby! So here's a side-by-side comparison between the 165mm diff and the 185mm diff. I think it's 165. And also the flanges are very different, as you can see. And also take note, if you have a 185mm diff in a 190, chances are someone could have swapped over the axle stubs that I unfortunately ran into, because all of these are interchangeable between all the diffs, but there's a significant size difference, as you can see. So the whole pattern is not the same, which means the Kangaroo's axle won't fit. So you need to have 110mm CV flanges, drive flanges or whatever, in order to fit those axles from Kangaroos. If someone have swapped them over, then you're in bad luck, just like me. And also the same thing goes for the bushing thingy in the lower control arm. I'm pretty sure it's just 1 out of a million, but I mean, it's me, so I'm very unlucky with everything. So that's just how it is. I'll see what they say, and hopefully they'll be able to fix the mistake within a short period of time. So I'll spare you for the rest of the disassembly and also some of the assembly, and I'll catch up with you in a few hours. So that's from the future here. So I haven't really made a video sequence in between these clips, but basically what happened was that I got the knuckle on the passenger side. The heat shield was not the correct one, so I pretty much had to contact the Kangaroos team once again, because the knuckle on the driver's side was defective. The bushing was actually loose inside the knuckle, so I had to get a new knuckle with a new bushing, and I had to press out the hub on the driver's side, and I had to press it in the new knuckle, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. I'm pretty sure this won't happen to any of you guys if you decide to buy from them, but basically with me, I'm very unlucky with everything. So even from the engine being with wrong pistons, and the knuckles and my drive shafts not fitting, and I'm a very unlucky guy when it comes to cars, especially the blue car. So yeah, just to clarify, I think why there's like there seems to be a sudden difference in time in the video. It's because there was a 4-week gap, maybe 5-week gap between these two clips. So yeah, I hope this explains it. I'm very shitty at explaining things, so I guess you'll just have to live with that, because I'm gonna keep making these videos even though they take a very long time to make, because of money, and also time to put on the parts and researching and all that stuff. But I'm rambling, this is not what it's about. Let's go back to the video. Okay, so it's pretty much assembled now. I just need to put the wheels on. One thing you have to be aware of is that the first knuckles that I got came with a bigger heat shield, and then the handbrake wouldn't fit. So if you get the knuckle set up from the Kangaroos, they might send you a W210 heat shield, and that is not the correct one. You need the 124 heat shield. It was a bit of a struggle to get the brake disc on, and also you have to countersink the hub in order to get a screw to hold your brake disc. Some people run without these screws, but I prefer to have these screws on. It's just peace of mind. You don't actually need it because the lock bolts will hold the brake disc just fine, but just so that you're aware, you have to get a countersink and countersink the hub, and get a countersunk bolt or screw in order to hold your brake disc. So now it's time. Now it's time to put the wheels on, and then let's go for a test drive. I'm kind of nervous about it because we can get it to the. I'm kind of nervous about it because it felt kind of tight when I tried to turn it by hand the opposite direction of each other. The diff stubs, if that's what you call them, and it felt kind of tight, but I'm pretty sure it's just because it doesn't have any oil in it, or didn't have any oil in it. It does now. So yeah, let's put the wheels on and then back it out of the shop. Noises or anything. The handbrake also works. We were doubting that. So that's pretty much it. I will do a burnout at some point, not right now, not with the meaty tires on, but at some point I will do a burnout showing that it is an actual limited slip differential. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and that's pretty much it for the video. So see you next time. Bye. Lesson from the future again. So at the end of this video, I just want to say I'm not quite satisfied with how I ended it off. I didn't really give any feedback on how the quave differential feels, but in general it feels just like an open diff, but in corners it feels like it's going faster. I tried to do some spirited driving on the way home, and it feels very tight. It feels faster in the corners. There's no noises, there's no nothing, and I'm very glad that everything worked out the way I wanted it to, kind of. So yeah, I will do a burnout in a future video, but I'm not sure when, because I think I need more power to do that. So it might be next year when I get the turbo on, or maybe just with the new engine, but we'll see about that. So at the end of this video, I just want to say that I hope you kind of like the shitty videos I'm putting out, and I'm doing my best. I'm not a professional filmer, I'm not a professional mechanic, I'm just a welder, I'm just a car guy just like you guys, and I just want to, I don't know what I want. I just want to build my car the way I want. So I know what I want, but I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.